Hello guys, Marzak here. We're playing Minecraft. It's on the Spoutcraft launcher, and we're gonna get started here in a second. I'm gonna get rid of this one since I messed up on that one, but here we go. So I am using a different microphone right now. I'm using actually the Rock Band microphone. The only reason why I am is because my headset's broken, so I can't use that one. That's why the sound might be like really terrible quality and then like fluctuate from really high to really low volume. And if it does, I'm extremely sorry, and I really wish I could fix that. I cannot fix that. Yeah, it's gonna say it crashed for a second. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so the sound quality is gonna be good though. Craft is okay. So we have shaders on, we got really good FPS. Well, I mean, we got like pretty decent FPS. We don't have like the best FPS in the world, but we got like 20 FPS. That's better than what I ever used to get, you know. The most FPS I used to get on like my laptop was like maybe 15 FPS, like when I was the luckiest man alive. Then I would get like usually lower, and then on my other computer I would get super high FPS, right? But the problem was, you fucking chicken. Oh my god. But the problem was I would like try and record, and then the FPS would drop to like maybe 10 FPS. That's why I didn't record Minecraft for so long. It's because if I did, then it would be some of the worst quality and worst everything you had ever seen. Wow, so we got jungle exactly next to a winter biome, because that really makes perfect sense. Hey, we're playing Minecraft. We can't act like things make sense. So why don't they just not make sense in the first place? So I was on not Film Riot. I love Film Riot too, but I was on Indie Mogul the other day. Since I don't know if you guys know this, but I am a amateur filmmaker, and when I mean amateur, I mean like super amateur. Like I do films with my friends, but I'm aspiring to be a director someday. So hopefully one day my dreams will come true, and I actually get far enough in life, and I get some money together, and I make a short film with my friends. But not necessarily my friends, but you know, make a short film. But it seems like the main way to get that kind of a job right now is to get popular on the internet. So doing what like Freddie Wong and Corridor Digital do, and you know, Mystery Guitar Guy and that kind of stuff. That in Final Cut King, you know, all these different people, they're doing the exact same thing that I want to do. But you know, I'm a teenager. They're in their 20s and stuff, and they have more experience with everything that comes with it. You know, comes with doing short films and stuff like that. So you know, they're gonna obviously get a lot more people watching them. So I'm not saying, so screw them, watch me, because I'm not. For one, I'm not very good with effects. Special effects are not like my main thing. That's what I was aspiring to be, was to be a special effects person at first. But then I realized how terrible and impatient I was when it came to doing that. So I was just like, you know what, screw this. I want to be a director, because for years I had all these cool ideas of things I wanted to turn into movies, but I had never done that because I never had the time, or I never had the people to help me, or just the general things that come with. Have you ever noticed that when a pig gets hit, it gets a saddle on it for a second? Look at that, it gets a saddle. Okay, okay. So I have a couple ideas. Like when I was I think I was 13, I started writing my first screenplay, and it wasn't a very good one, obviously. And for obvious reasons, it was not a very good one. But it had a really good plot. I had a great idea for it. It was that and of course, the idea has been taken by many other people already, but it was actually original, and it was that it was original to me. It wasn't necessarily an original idea, but it was original to me because I had never heard of it before. So it was kind of like an interesting thing where kids get are like the last people on Earth, and the only reason why I could I did that was because I didn't have any adults that could act, and we were all kids, so we were all like 13 and 14 years old at most. Come back. Dang it, pig. Oh, you give me nothing. So yeah, we had some really good. I had a screenplay. We had a whole, me and my friend Dan. Dan's my assistant director and help, and he's like a writer, and he does all sorts of things for me on the other channels. So he's helping me out in tons of ways. He might become the main editor for now, like as in like editing the video. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that tree off. There's too much of it. But for me, directing just seems like the funnest thing. Actually making something, because the way I feel, this is actually what Sly said. Sylvester Stallone. He said that he feels like film is just like the old tales from like the ancient Greeks and stuff. Like it's all about, well, at least his movies are all about, heroes coming over a great power, and that's how I feel that films are. I feel like they're not just about, like romantic comedies where like, oh, some random guy finds love and, blah blah blah. I feel like they should be about, great people who may not be like great at the beginning of the film or something, overcoming great obstacles and then finally reaching their goal because they persevere so much. So I feel like that's the kind of thing that I want to go after, and I feel like that's the kind of thing I can go after. So yeah, we're working on doing the first things that we want to do right now for our channel is we want to do sweeted movies, which I don't know if you guys know what that is, but a sweeted movie is when you, it actually originated from a movie called Be Kind, Rewind, which I don't know when it came out, but it had Jack Black in it, and it was a comedy where, this really crazy guy who's kind of friends with this guy who's an employee at a video store. This is way back when there were VHS tapes, and he accidentally erases everything, like all the videos and stuff on the tapes. So they and the guy who owns the store was out, and they have to get all the films back by like when he gets back. So instead of doing instead of like going out and buying the actual films, because they can't do that, they just remake the films on like the shortest budget ever, and they call them the sweeted versions of the movies. So like from Sweden and everything. I guess he kind of got that from the beginning and the get-go, but still. And then they become like a big hit, but they get like arrested for copyright and stuff because those were actual movies, and it kind of makes you more angry at the film business, but still. Yeah, it was a great movie. It was, it was great. So people started to make sweeted movies of everything. So like there would be a sweeted version of whatever movie you wanted to see on the internet, and you could just go there, go to YouTube, and you could look it up. Like I know that Gucksack or Orange Sack, whatever their name is now, did a sweeted version of Jurassic Park for one of their first movies, and that got a couple 100,000 hits. And then it was like an actual sweeted Lord of the Rings movie, but it was the whole entire film. Like it was like a 6-part movie, and it was more of just like a low-budget redo of Lord of the Rings, and it wasn't necessarily a comedy skit, but it was still pretty funny, and it was still great. So, it's just stuff like that that makes you think that, hey, maybe I can do it. So I kind of want to do a sweeted version of The Expendables with my friends. That would be kind of fun, because The Expendables is just a ridiculous movie to begin with, and to make it even more ridiculous, it would just be fun. Not necessarily a good idea, but it would be fun. Alright, so it's getting almost close to time to go back inside. I'm going to kill this last pig and then jump in. Alright, we got like 20 beef. That's good. So yeah, how do you like Spoutcraft? Spoutcraft is it's just a different launcher for the game. It doesn't really do much to the game itself. Yeah, it does some things such as like for server plugins, it's kind of like, it's hard to explain. In fact, I don't really know how it works, so I don't oh yes, a nice coal here. So don't hold me to what I'm saying here, but it takes the server plugin